Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Customer Conversation Spotlight session. My name is Paula Natoli, Head of Supply Chain and Logistics Industry Solutions for the Americas here at Google Cloud. And I am thrilled to have the chance to speak with Tiago Oncocha, Director of Strategy and Technological Innovation at Sierra. So, first off, welcome, Tiago, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, Paula. Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to be with the Google community and with you sharing experiences and discussing about innovation and technology.
That's perfect. So, Tiago, let's first let the audience know a little bit more about yourself, your role, and Sierra as a company.
Okay, so my name is Thiago Concha. I'm 31 years old. I am a Brazilian guy. I've started my career as a data scientist, and I've been during the last years I've been helping the companies to go through the digital transformation journey, implementing technology, and see how we can change the business with AI and many other big data and many other scenarios. So today I'm working at Seara, like Paula said. So Seara is a part of the JBS group working in Brazil with the production of poultries, pigs, and prepared foods. So today we are a company with more than 97,000 employees operating in 55 factories and 14 distribution centers, being a preferred man in the Brazilian market in several sectors. I'm pleased to lead Seara Technology Innovation and Strategy Board since November 2020 when it was founded. So the great mission it has been to map the major operational gaps and to bring the best market technologies to assist the day-to-day life of the employees and facilitate the business management with the construction of tools to assist database decision making. So more than simply implementing technological solutions, I have the mission to spread the concepts of innovation, of course, to break cultural and mindset barriers, urging each one to question the status quo and ask for new solutions to their problems. So JBS, I'm here with the JBS group, and JBS has more than 68 years of market life, which can be translated into many and many years of data collection and learning about the complete business. So, in other words, I'm very pleased to be here because we have a considerable data sampling that can allow us to build powerful tools to act even more precisely and accurately in the market.
That's fantastic, Tiago. And I like how you lay out the fact that it's not just technology based solutions, but you're utilizing technology for innovation that's going to change the business. And one of the points there is, or I would tie this to your massively ambitious vision for 100% digital farm management. And bringing that entire vision to life is certainly not a small task. Can you tell us a
Yeah.
little bit more about the overall vision and the goals?
Oh, yeah. So, Paula, this is a very nice question. And when we talk about Seattle, we are talking about an industry focused on agribusiness. It is in the field that our business is born. And there is where it's concentrated, the beginning of the success of the journey that ends in the final customer. So our value chain, it's intense and extensive. It's extensive because our works begins with the eggs production of the poultry breeders, and it ends in the final customer table from taking from 4 to 5 years, which means it takes a lot of time, and it's intense because all this process of the chain occur every day uninterruptedly. So the first great difficulty arises in the collection and the management of the so much data, which is definitely a big data scenario. So only in the farms, in the field, we are talking about 9,000 farmers scattered throughout the south central of part of the country. And Brazil, as you know, is a continental country, which we are talking about many and many different places. So to address so many challenges, we have created the main project, a platform called, in the agro pillar of our business, the so-called Sierra Agrotech platform. So in short, Agrotech is a GCP cloud platform that captures, consolidates, prepares, and make available all the information related to agro. So the first step was the data collection in a digital and online way. And when we have created this data lake, which means a unique repository of data that combines administrative and technical indicators, we after are investing in collecting these data on aviaries that were previously unthinkable by means of sensors and computer vision. And once we have combined all this necessary data, we then start creating advanced analytics through by means of AI tools like machine learning and deep learning to not only notify real time problems, but also to predict and what's going to happen in a near and a long future. So why agro plays a key role for us? It's because we are talking about the world's food, and agro has the role to feed the world. And to overcome these biggest challenges, that we join forces of sustainability and using technology as our greatest ally.
That's fantastic. And let me hone in on a point that you raised there, Tiago. You talked about real time visibility and disruptions, right? In the world that we all live in of supply chain, we've had a lot of those disruptions recently. And of course, COVID is one of those that we're all still working with. Can you talk a little bit about COVID? Was there an impact to not only your business overall, but even on the project side of the house to initiate for your agritech platform?
Yeah, so COVID was certainly a major offender to the Seattle business. Our daily operation relies on the dedication of many people who have been affected by the pandemic situation. So, in general, the entire supply chain was affected, and the operation had to adapt to new working conditions. So, in the farms, in the field, the same situations are repeated, and the creation of this platform, a digital online platform, enters as a facilitator of the process when it gives autonomy to the farmer with the data input and digital communication with Seattle. So until now, most of the communication and most of the data transitions had to be done by means of people, and this pandemic situation definitely affected that. So one of the delivers of this Seattle Agrotech platform is the app mobile called Integra, and which is focused on 100% of digital management of the farms, as well as transparency with the data and agility in communication with our agro team. So now all of our 9,000 farms can see the production history, future payments, schedules, checklists, execution, and much more. So today, if you ask me, Paulo, we are able to activate any producer in a few seconds, regardless of its location. It depends. It doesn't mind if it's in the very south of the country, if it's in the central part, strengthening this relationship and also promoting the personalized attention that they never had.
That's fantastic, Tiago. So let me take a side tangent to what you just laid out there. In the world of agriculture, we know that you mentioned earlier on the value chain, right? It's quite big and expansive. You have quite a broad network that you have to deal with to get from point A down to point Z. Um, when you look at it that way, you might be presented with some unique challenges to be able to implement and gain the end vision and goals of what you just laid out. For example, we can't maybe in some situations assume that internet is even a given. You talk about your 9,000 farmers, for example. So, can you talk a little bit about any of the challenges that you might have faced and how you overcame those challenges?
Oh yeah, Paula. That was one of the concerns when we started this project because we were thinking about to release an app to everybody, each one of these 9,000 farmers. But what about Wi-Fi and basic infrastructure? So when we talk about basic infrastructure problems, we have to recognize they used to be a problem in the past, but we have to recognize the rapid development of these new technologies has been supplying, but this whole of technological gaps. So today there are no difficulties to prevent data collection and sensing, like I've mentioned before, regardless of where the farmer is. Okay, so a key part of this scenario to help us to circumvent all of these problems are the partners such as Google, who present us to the possible solutions and assist us on the execution of pilot projects and to test to see what are the best technologies if they match with the problems independently of if it's a gap or if it's what is the best technology. So the experience of executing these several projects with a wide variety of clients allow our partners to present us what is the best in the market, and with them, with the partners, we can pass through these problems and we can go through our journey with no problems.
That's fantastic, Tiago. So let me dive a little bit deeper. You mentioned the term partners multiple times, and of course, we are thrilled at Google Cloud to be your partner in all of this endeavor that you have underway. Can you talk a little bit about the partnership relationship that you do have with Google Cloud? Why did you choose Google, and what's been your experience along the journey?
Okay, it's always a pleasure. So I would like to go a few steps back. So like I mentioned in the first question, the digital transformation board here started on November 2020. And when I arrived here at that moment, I found several opportunities here to propose a solution where technology and innovation would make sense. However, like everyone who would like to start a journey like that, it's necessary to start small, but the requirement and the expectations were always very high. So you need, I had, and everyone needs to do more with fewer resources. So to do so, I knew that the only way to achieve my biggest goals would be to form strong partnerships that would support the initial resources and expertise. Some partner that could help me with that. And Google matched perfectly. Google was a company that went beyond with me with a simple cloud and a very nice service provider. But not only that, but also with as a partner to achieve the greater goal, the journey of digital transformation that I create. So Google Cloud has by its nature a simplicity and quality, and which are features very valued by Ciara and JBS Group. So all that I needed was a cloud of quality, incentives, and especially a support. A support from a team that could act very close and accurately with me, and Google provide everything like that. So in Google, with Google, I found all of this. So the entire journey has been designed, and all of the dreams are landing with the best professionals.
Oh, well, thank you, Tiago. We value the relationship and the partnership that we have with you as well, and we're honored to be part of your journey and evolution. As we think about where things are going, where you've come from, and where things are going, there's likely folks on this call who are thinking about trying to do something transformational, just like what you have accomplished. Can you give us any lessons learned? What's the key pieces of advice that you might pass along to others?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's. I would like to start to say that going through a digital transformations and big change is not easy, but to innovate is definitely to provoke, and to provoke it's to take it out from the comfort zone. So big dreams definitely requires boldness and a very quality planning, which means if I could point out some tips to help people that are starting or passing through this digital transformation journey or biggest journeys like that, I would certainly say that believing in the dream is the first goal, that is the very first step, because you will find it through your path many people saying that that is going to work. We always Everything was or always done in the other way and always happen in a very good way, so we don't need that. But this is not true. The first one is believe that. Next, think big but start small. Test. Don't be afraid, because only testing and going in the right and wrong directions you would find the best way to go. And finally, don't be afraid of these criticisms and mistakes. They will help you to find the start of the art and to make consistent deliveries. So finally, always remember about people and team. Team and people will help you to reach the highest levels you ever dream, and find people and partners to go and to pass through this journey of transformation.
Those are great pieces of advice. And Tiago, I even jotted my down myself. So innovation is to provoke. And to provoke, you need to step out of your comfort zone. I love that. And I'm going to mark that down on my own whiteboard here in my office. So, Tiago, I want to say thank you so much for sharing about your agritech platform, about Sierra, about lessons learned and opportunities and challenges. This has been extremely delightful for me, and I'm sure for all of our audience. So, again, thank you very much for taking the time to be with us today.
Thank you, Paula, and thank you all the Google team for this amazing opportunity. I hope you could enjoy this talk, and I hope to be back with you very soon. Thank you once again.